Hello. So I am actually making a video to talk about my book that came out in June of 2024. So my book is Just a Thought About Social Justice. My name is Penny. You can Google Just a Thought About Social Justice. It'll come right up. Also, I do have a website that will allow you to order the book there as well. You can also order it from Amazon, Target.com, BarnesandNoble.com, most major retailers, FYI. So I'm actually wanting to talk, at least go into a little bit about my book. So my book essentially talks about the observations of social justice in this country with government, church aid, things like that. For instance, with the government aid, with all the things that were going on with the government, like people losing their food stamps, and when you're making just over minimum wage, working 15 hours a week, you're not going to be able to pay your bills. Like, you're not. So that's why some people, of course, are getting, food stamps. That's why they're getting housing assistance so that they're able to afford their life. And so, of course, depending upon where that person lives, that person may live in an area that might be considered a food desert. Well, what is a food desert? It's an area essentially where the person does not have access to like a grocery store. That the nearest grocery store might be 5 miles away. And if you're going to the grocery store once a month, well, you're going to need a ride unless you're able to borrow somebody's car, depending on whatever the agreement is. If you are able to catch a ride, or if you're able to, if you have like access to like decent public transportation where you're able to only take one bus, that would be a luxury, because most of the time you're having to take 2 and 3 buses because it's just that far away. And then depending on what you're getting, you may have to bring one of those, something that will allow you to carry that many groceries with you, just to make it a lot easier for you if you're taking public transportation, or if you just happen to have the luxury of being able to take Uber, which gets expensive after a while, let's face it. So my book talks about the disparities between the urban and suburban school districts. Essentially, the wealthier districts, of course, have more tax dollars to fund their schools, to have their updated curriculum. And of course, if you're in the inner city, your schools are not going to be as great. And so if in the event that you somehow do have the luxury of sending your child to a private school, or even a charter school, that's a whole nother thing, because, the public schools, depending on the area, may or may not get, the amount of funding that they need. And that's the crazy thing. in the not so nicer areas, the urban areas, many of the schools are falling apart. The curriculum is extremely outdated. And then not only that, many of the students are either on free or reduced lunches just because their parents don't make enough money. And that would be the whole reason why they're going to public school. So like I said, my book is available on Amazon. I do have a website. It's pennymclosserauthor.com. You should be able to just Google Just a Thought About Social Justice, and it should come up. Like I just gave the website as well. So, please purchase. I think you'll enjoy the book. Thank you. Have a great day.